Hello Flosstube, it's almost May, which means it's time for Stitch Mania, and I've got all my plans and projects in place, so I was looking forward to sharing them with you today. This is my second year trying to participate in Stitch Mania, especially as a Flosstuber, so, but I still have not gone for the full 15 starts in 15 days like the original Mania. I'm still kind of venturing into it, but of course I want to celebrate with everyone just like the rest of you. What I like about Stitch Mania is it's a time to celebrate any way you want to, what's convenient and what can fit into your schedule for you. So last year in 2017 I did 5 starts spread over the month, and I still have 3 of those projects. I will be incorporating the projects from last year into my starts for this year. I decided that 15 starts in 15 days is still a little too much for me, so I'm going to do a half Mania, which means I'm going to have an overall 8 projects that I'm going to be working with over the course of the 2 weeks. So I'm going to be switching up projects basically every other day for Mania. And last year on May 1st is when I started Coffee Quaker Sampler, which I have not finished yet. So I will be working with Coffee Quaker Sampler for the 1st and the 2nd of May. So over the past year there's been a lot of finishes, and I've enjoyed seeing everybody's variations on there. And I had decided to pick my own colors too when I was doing it, and I'm doing the entire thing in silks. I'll show you what I've got on it so far, and my first actual planned start is a small one. I have had this kit for a little while. I've been saving it, and I would like to do it not necessarily as an ornament. As you see, it's one of these Mill Hill Love stitching ornaments, and I would like to turn it into a name tag. I think a name tag would be really neat, you know, when I go to get-togethers and retreats, to have something that has my name on it, that's stitched, and that I can wear. So it is going to be my first Mill Hill kit, and I'm not sure exactly how I'm going to modify it. So after I work on that for 2 days, I'm next going to be moving on to a project that I've been kitting up for a while. But this will be for my daughter, who's a big Doctor Who fan, and so I picked Joan Elliott's The Time Traveler for her. And I actually hand dyed some fabric for this project, which I'll show you a little bit without unfolding it too much. But this is actually what I snow dyed in February, and I documented that on the channel too, so yeah, it's nice. I think it turned out pretty nice. It's still holding up pretty well, and yeah, I'm gonna go ahead with it, and it'll be my first time stitching on fabric I've ever dyed, so that's a special start for me. Alright, so we're moving on to the 7th of May. Now, I'm a very big fan of long dog samplers, and I was looking forward to starting my next long dog sampler, and May turned out to be a good time to do it. This is from the cross stitch collection. It was released last year, and one called My Dear Jolene, and I am going to be doing it basically the way it's designed, interpreting the, you know, the same with, it's just going to be done in B5200. And I picked up a nice piece of 32 count Lugana in Mystic by Picture This Plus, and yeah, I'm really excited about that. It's got some pretty unicorns in it. I don't think I've ever worked on Lugana before, and it seems a bit different. And another thing is I got 32 count, and I'm not a big fan of 32 count in general, but I'm trying. I keep buying a couple pieces of 32 count here and there, but generally I prefer to go either bigger to 28 count, or I really love 36 count is my favorite. You know, 32 count, it kind of seems to be in the middle, not too big, not too small. But there's a lot of back stitching in this piece, and so I hope it's going to work out. Last year in 2017, I kind of spread my mania over the whole entire month of May, and this year I'm not going to be doing that. It's just going to be a 2-week thing. This was my last start in May last year on the 29th, I think, but I moved it to the 9th because, you know, I'm just doing 2 weeks here. And this is by Stitch Maynia, called Awesome Cross Stitch. And this is my start last year, and I still like it enough to try to work on it and continue. So I put it in there to work on for 2 days. I like Stitch Maynia. They're cool. So when I had a get-together a few weeks ago near my house, and Deb Berger of a needleworker shop, she brought her fabric, and I was able to see all this stuff, and I picked out this piece of fabric thinking it was fantastic and not knowing what I was going to put on it. Okay, so I'm going to show you the fabric, and it's Picture This Plus by Da Vinci, which is basically purple and orange, and then, you know, where the orange and the purple, I don't know if you can see it, but when the orange and the purple meet, it kind of makes this kind of greenish parchment, I don't know, like old world, you know, color. And I just loved it, and I didn't know what I was going to put on it. But I think I pretty much decided that at this point I'm going to try to put Mirabilia Sun Goddess on it. It's going to be my second Mirabilia, and I don't know if I'm going to make any color conversions or not, you know, because I haven't gotten the threads yet to hold up and see if there's any kind of objection to the fabric, but I think, yeah, I keep looking at it and trying to figure out how, because I got a half a yard of it and I only need a quarter for her, so I think so, it's 32 count, but I like this part, so we'll see how she looks, and if I need to make a substitution I will, but I really do want to start her. So that's going to be May 11th. And in case you haven't picked up on the pattern, I'm starting every other day on the odd days, so that brings us to a 13. And I have never really been that interested in dark 13 stitching, but because it, you know, and I've always think of it, and I pick up a pattern here or there, some primitive stuff that I've kind of been sort of semi-interested in, you know, because I want to participate in what some of the ladies, you know, with the dark October 13 stitching, and well, I decided to pick something, a little piece of black work, okay? So there's this piece by that's available on Creative Poppy called, I have it in PDF, and I'm not planning to print it out, so I'm just going to insert a picture, called Winnie's Music. You know, I am a classically trained musician, so I love the subject matter, and I'm going to be doing it on some 28 count cream or antique white Jubilee by Zweigart, which I haven't cut. I have it, but I haven't cut it yet, so I'm not even going to show you the fabric yet. But black work counts as dark October 13 stitching, right? We all start where we can in any, you know, in any type of thing, and that's what I'm going to be doing, and hopefully joining in on the 13th of every month with my black work piece. Last day of Mania is the 15th. And for that one, last year I started a Haid, a mini John Lennon, which is still here, and he's been neglected this year, you know. I started a lot of full coverage pieces last year, you know, because I did one. So I kind of got this idea that I could do more full coverage pieces, you know, and I've been not very successful with that at all. So poor John, I'm not doing it as a full coverage piece. I got purple fabric, and which I love. This is from Garibaldi's Needlework, and this is 22 count heart hanger, I guess. I'm trying not to stitch the background. I'm just stitching the foreground, and I've got all these stupid parking threads on here, and of course there's his nose and his mouth, and I'd like to see his face take shape this year. So he's going to be back for closing out Maynia in 2018. So that's my Maynia lineup, and I've been watching the Stitch Maynia plans videos that have been trickling in, and jumping on Facebook and checking them out when I get a chance. So I'm excited to hear what everyone else is doing. Let me know in the comments if you have some Stitch Maynia video that I need to check out. Otherwise, I guess I will see you guys once it all gets going in May. Bye.